So my question was, who am I? What do you identify yourself with? Rati, you want to go first?
I am a human here in this world for a purpose.
It's basically doing my dharma and no identity is happening and doing my job.
Mani, you told that you identify yourself with a country. What made you think so?
How others will identify me. So I came from another.
Not others. How do you identify yourself?
I identify myself as Indian. So if I do something extraordinary, so how it will get projected. So Indian. She's from India. She done this thing.
It's whatever you feel, what you identify. There's nothing right or wrong answer.
It was just blank for me.
I don't know can also be an answer.
I think I'm still figuring it.
I forgot to put one more option, which is like option of a parent.
I guess then I am identifying as a parent right now. On a broader scale, I don't know what I identify myself as.
Sometimes you need to be agnostic. Like, I don't know. Let's see what I discover.
Role playing in this drama. A mother, somebody's wife, somebody's sister, somebody's friend, somebody's daughter, all these roles.
Little bit everything.
Bunch of cells arranged in a particular order.
Oh, very nice scientific answer. That's what you identify yourself, a bunch of cells arranged in a particular order?
That's the physical answer.
I don't know who am I.
Hindu. That's the most prominent for you?
I'm just a normal person, human being. Gender or language, races, religions, no matter as long as I'm Indian.
Bhatakti Atma.
Bhatakti Atma and all has concept come from all the movies. There may be some here also in my home. Bhatakti Atma. Those who don't know Hindi, he said wandering souls. Like, that's scary.
Some situations has made me think that I am a soul. I don't have much attachment. I am an individual soul. That's all. I don't connect with anything else. I come here and I leave alone. I come alone, I leave alone. That feeling I get sometimes.
All right. Good answer. Whenever we ask this question, who am I? Wherever you feel identification, you identify with that particular role or that gender or any of with your country or religion, there is ahankar. Ahankar means identification. And how to identify that I have ahankar? Whenever you get hurt, that means you're identifying with that particular thing. Only a role, only a identification gets hurt. For example, if somebody hurts you, that means you are stuck in that identification. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or some situation hurts you. Suppose your child has done something or said something which you can't take it and it has deeply hurt you. That means you're stuck in the identification of a mother or a father. Somebody of a different color or religion has told you something bad about your color or religion and you're deeply hurt or agitated or angry. That means you're stuck in that identification. This is how you identify yourself, where I'm stuck. If somebody tells something about your body, you're too fat, too short, then you're stuck with the body identification. If somebody says bad thing about you being an Indian, or you speak a particular language, or says something bad about your language, people speaking this language are like that, or people belonging to this culture are like that, then that means if it is a hurt, that means there is identification. Plain and simple. Now tell me, have you got hurt recently or agitated or angry?
So in relationships, when we get hurt, it's at that moment. And then later on, like however much time it takes you, sometimes it takes you a few hours to get over it. Sometimes it can take days or whatever. And then you move on and then you become stronger when it happens again. It's a cycle. It goes up and down. Something else happens.
See,
You don't get hurt for the same thing twice, Archana.
No, you may.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Suppose your spouse is constantly telling something bad about your father or mother. Suppose there's a situation, okay? Sometimes, or somebody is telling bad about something that you identify with. It happens in family or extended family, and they constantly say, even if you tell them you don't like, then sometimes they constantly say things, correct? Then you get hurt, keep getting hurt all the time, and then one time you blast off. It has happened. The same situation builds up. That means that identification is so strong that you can't take it anymore. And so same situation, same person can hurt you again, or the situation can be different, or the person can be different. But wherever there's hurt, that's what I'm saying, wherever there's hurt, there's identification. This is how you find yourself, where I'm getting hurt. Okay? If you feel that your religion, your culture, your language is the best and others are not the same level, because wherever we identify or you constantly fed, like we feed our kids with identifications, right? Wherever a child is fed with constant identifications from the childhood, either two things can happen. First, superiority complex, that I belong to this culture or tradition or language, so I am something special, so I should be entitled for something, special, like Duryodhan. You get it? Either a superiority complex can build up or inferiority complex can build up, that I'm not good. What probably British did to us. Inferiority complex, your language is bad, your culture is bad, yoga is a monkey business, like all the negative connotation attached to the culture. That's how they destroyed it. Or third thing can happen, which is also sort of inferiority, but it's like victimization. When inferiority goes in further negative direction, it's like victimization, that because I am this, because I'm a female, my boss did this to me. Because I'm a brown person, my white boss did to me. Because I'm from North India or South India, this person behaved this way with me. You understand? Victimization. Identification always leads to hurt and always has these three shades of it: superiority complex, inferiority complex, and the third one is victimization of the self. And then seeing the world with that same lens of these three colors. It's good to know about your culture, language, everything is good, but it should not turn into a very strong identification, because you're only creating a mental health disease for yourself or for others, your children probably. Now, feeling proud about your culture or exhibiting your culture is not the same. Identification is your core belief system is centered towards that identity, and then you disregard everything else or have an opinion about others who don't have that quality or they don't belong to that identity. You're not open to other people, you judge people. It's very common, isn't it? You see people around you passing comments or judging others who don't have the same identity. Have you witnessed or not? Just raise your hand. Everybody has witnessed that. So that is ahankar. The knowledge of yoga says wherever there's ahankar, there's no growth in yoga. You can't go to the stage of your true nature, which is Sachidanand. Any questions?
It seems that identification is not good.
It's good only till it's functional. Suppose if I'm a doctor, I forget that I'm a doctor, I won't be functional. So if I forget that I'm a Hindu, so then I won't celebrate Diwali, Holi. How will my kids learn? So as long as it's functional, it's fine. It should not go to the point of ahankar. There's a utility of a particular identification, which is fine. You can leverage your identity to do good for people too, but it should not turn into that tool called ahankar.
Yes, taking your identity to an extreme on the negative
Yes.
side of it, then it becomes an issue.
Too much attachment is not good with any identity. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, I was going to say that. For relationships, it's probably detachments then.
Relationship is a very big topic, okay?
Yeah.
That I discuss in my Manas program very deeply, because it's not a cookie cutter approach, right? So you have to understand that also. But definitely there's a lot of identification, and people inside our home or family is the strongest identification, and our karmas are tied very close together. We are kind of stuck. It's a contract. Identity is tied so together, and sometimes what happens, the identity doesn't match, and in that case it's very difficult to live together. Either one person has to compromise and keep shut, but it's not happening. If it's constantly bothering you, then it leads to separation. So that's also I've seen. So it all depends on how far the two parties are willing to compromise and work with each other's identity. It's a totally different, like a more dynamic thing and multifactorial thing. This I'm talking about your own individual self, how you relate to yourself in the world.
So, Archana ji, I mean, what I understand, right? So, when you feel you are something like that identity, and when that identity is challenged in any perspective, and if you are deeply hurt, that means that you are too attached to that identity or you are holding on.
Yes. So, that is your sadhana. I'm giving a tool for your sadhana to remove that layer of ahankar from within you. It's very handy because it happens on a daily basis, isn't it?
Don't carry your Canadian passport next time. That's the identity.
Yes, when the officer asked, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm still trying to figure out."
I'm still trying to understand what is my identity in that case.
You're studying Tattva both, you'll soon find out. Question is, it's an ongoing sadhana, like it's an uphill battle to find who am I. According to Shankaracharya, we are full and complete without anybody. We are always, actually, our true self is always detached. But because it gets attached to some role, we feel, because our true self is Satchidanand, Sat Chit Anand. And in Punjabi also they say Sat Sri Akal. Okay, Sat means which is always existing. It was never that it was not there. Chit is the consciousness. You're conscious of your own self, your own being. Nobody has to tell you that you are present, right? You are conscious and you're conscious of things going around. So that's what Chit. Anand means that fullness and the completeness that you feel within your own self without anybody. Actually, you can feel this on occasions when you're completely immersed in something. For example, Yog Nidra or listening to a beautiful music, momentarily everybody has felt that. If you're completely lost in a music, your ahankar totally dissipates into that that's like 1 point meditation, and you have felt that, all of you, 1 point or the other. That much I know. Everybody has felt that. But that feeling, when it sustains for a longer time, then actually you stay reach that state of nirvana. So that's what it is. And this is your sadhana. Whenever you're hurt or somebody is saying that, oh, like for example, you're not a good employee or you're not a good mother, is it hurting you, or you're really analyzing yourself how this person is feeling that I'm not good? What can I do? Two options. Either that person is not saying right, okay, just judging you, then forget about that. It's his or her ego. Or they're really having some problem and they really want a solution from you. Then you think and analyze. It can be applied to every small situation. Maybe you're going in a traffic, some driver hurts you, cuts you. If you're thinking, oh my God, that person is really in stress, maybe that's why they're behaving like that. It happened with me today itself. And then my daughter is saying, maybe he has a pregnant wife at home waiting for him. Maybe that's why he's rushing. Anyway, we're just laughing about it, That's how I talk to my kids when somebody is cutting me off, so that they also develop not anger when somebody cuts them off, and they have a different perspective of the other person. That's how you try to analyze other people too. Why are they getting angry? Are they really getting angry, or they're frustrated about something else, or they are sad inside? That's why getting angry, because they are identified with something. So wherever there is a sadness, wherever there's a hurt, there's a strong identification. If you're sad that you're in Canada, you have to do all your household chores by yourself, there's a very strong identification there. Right? Feeling of victimization is there. Poor me, right? So you have to work a lot on these things, the identification. Or do you feel full and complete all the time, no matter how much chores you have to do? Do you feel a victim of your situation? Oh my God, since morning to evening, I'm running around, nobody even appreciates me. Where do you stand in identification? So these are the things. These are the practical aspects of understanding your Satchidanand self. Okay? Practical application of Vedanta. That's what I teach. Questions?
It's not related to the topic. I just wanted to say sorry I couldn't attend the Tattva Bodh class, but I watched your video twice.
It takes a while to understand, but...
Do you have any video of Yoga Nidra, like recorded?
On my YouTube channel.
Oh, on your channel. Okay.
Search for it, Yoga Nidra. It's under a playlist. A video called Sleep Like a Baby. It's a Yoga Nidra. It's just a 6 or 5 minute video. Audio only. Only audio. That's very effective. Just in 5 minutes, you can knock off to sleep. So try that. So if nobody has any questions about the topic, close for the night. Anybody is watching on YouTube, you can put in the comment section any questions you have. Or even if you think later, any questions, you can put in your comment section on YouTube so that I can answer. Because you have to identify yourself now, You have to start analyzing, introspecting yourself. Good night, everybody.